Fashion has always been a canvas for artistic expression, but few garments have blurred the line between art and fashion quite like the lobster dress. Created in 1937, this iconic piece wasn't just clothing, it was a statement, a revolution, and the beginning of a trend that continues to inspire designers today. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history, cultural impact, and enduring legacy of what has become known as the lobster sweater trend.
The story begins in Paris during the 1930s, a time when the surrealist art movement was challenging conventional thinking. At the center of this fashion revolution was Elsa Schiaparelli, an Italian designer who approached clothing as art rather than mere garments. Born to an academic family in Rome in 1890, Schiaparelli defied expectations by pursuing a creative career that would eventually place her among the most influential designers of the 20th century. What made Schiaparelli truly revolutionary was her willingness to collaborate with artists. In 1937, she partnered with Salvador Dalí, the Spanish surrealist known for his dreamlike paintings and provocative art. Dalí had already explored the lobster motif in his work, most notably with his 1936 piece Lobster Telephone, which was influenced by Sigmund Freud's theories on the subconscious.
The result of this extraordinary collaboration was not actually a sweater, but an elegant evening gown that would change fashion history. The dress was an off-white A-line silk organza creation with a sheer coral inset below the bust that created a slight empire waist silhouette. What made it revolutionary was the large red lobster that Dalí painted onto the skirt, positioned provocatively and deliberately. Master silk designer Sekou printed Dalí's lobster design onto the fabric, creating a striking contrast against the pristine white dress. According to fashion historians, Dalí wanted to add a final surreal touch to the finished gown, mayonnaise, but Schiaparelli wisely refused this addition.
The dress might have remained a curious footnote in fashion history, if not for one crucial moment, when American socialite Wallis Simpson wore it in a photo shoot by Cecil Beaton. Simpson had recently become the Duchess of Windsor after Edward VIII abdicated the British throne to marry her, making her one of the most famous and controversial women in the world. Beaton took nearly 100 photographs during the session, and Vogue devoted an 8-page spread to Simpson wearing the lobster dress in the gardens of the Château de Condé. Women's Wear Daily also featured the dress prominently. This media attention catapulted the design into the public consciousness, cementing its place in fashion history. Why a lobster? The choice wasn't random. In surrealist art, everyday objects were often placed in unexpected contexts to challenge perceptions and provoke thought. The lobster represented both luxury and discomfort, something elegant yet primitive, sophisticated yet strange. The placement of the lobster on the dress was deliberately provocative, especially for 1930s sensibilities. It represented Schiaparelli's love of shock tactics and her willingness to challenge conventions of beauty and gender stereotypes. The dress embodied the surrealist principle of juxtaposition, the placement of two or more elements in close proximity, often creating unexpected combinations or contrasts. While the original creation was a dress, the concept evolved over decades to include various garments featuring lobster motifs, including sweaters. The term lobster sweater has come to represent any garment that incorporates this distinctive crustacean as a bold artistic statement. The trend has experienced several revivals throughout fashion history. In the 1980s, designers revisited surrealist themes, bringing marine motifs back into high fashion. The lobster dress has made several notable reappearances in the 21st century. In 2012, Miuccia Prada created a structured column gown with a beaded lobster for Anna Wintour to wear at the Met Gala, which had the theme Schiaparelli and Prada, Impossible Conversations. This modern interpretation maintained the provocative spirit of the original while updating its silhouette for contemporary tastes. Perhaps most significantly, in 2017, exactly 80 years after the original, the House of Schiaparelli's then creative director, Bertrand Guyon, designed a throwback for the Spring 2017 couture collection. Today, the lobster motif continues to appear in collections from designers around the world. What began as a single dress has evolved into a recognized symbol in fashion's visual language, a shorthand for artistic rebellion, surrealist influence, and the blurring of boundaries between art and fashion. As we look to the future, the lobster motif continues to inspire new generations of designers who seek to challenge conventions and blur the boundaries between art and fashion. What began as a single dress in 1937 has become a symbol of creative collaboration and artistic expression that transcends time. The next time you see a lobster on a garment, remember, you're not just looking at a quirky design choice. You're witnessing the continued legacy of one of fashion's most revolutionary moments, when a designer and an artist came together to change how we think about clothing forever.